So then you said you've been in the free agent haze over the last 2 weeks. What's your take coming out of it, Jeremy? Just knowing all the moves that were made.
Yeah.
And the general headline coming out of it would be what, in your estimation?
I mean, the money was crazy. Guys got overpaid. I mean, we see that every year, right? You say B players get A money in free agency, but there were, I mean, no offense to some of the guys that were out there, but you had like sort of middle of the road offensive tackles getting $20+ million a year. That's just the way it was. And the money came early. So like by Tuesday or Wednesday, free agency was kind of dead. I mean, a lot of the players had signed and some of the money had dried up. Usually it's like a 2-week run of some money being spent. Right now, it just hasn't been. So there were a lot of re-signs, like Kansas City was interesting to me, because they kept Nick Bolton, kept Trey Smith on the franchise tag. Like they were pretty aggressive in what they did. Signed Jalen Moore, who's like only started a few games at left tackle for San Francisco, is high upside, but a little inconsistent. Like Kansas City to me is saying, okay, we're not just going to run it back. We're going to sort of retool, find some new pieces. They get cornerback Christian Fulton, give him real money. Like they're trying some new things. They trade Joe Thuney. Like them to me were the Chiefs were the most interesting, and the Colts. I mean, Chris Ballard. Every year we see him take accountability for his team. Like, hey, we didn't get it done, but then they're not overly aggressive every year. This year they went and got 2 really good defensive backs, Charvarius Ward, Cam Bynum, and they make the Daniel Jones signing happen. And I sense some relief there among some people in Indianapolis that they have more of a backdrop at quarterback if Anthony Richardson doesn't work out. Like they feel like they can make it work with Jones, and he very well might earn that job.
That's brother. I was hearing that at the combine that they liked Jones as the guy to offer competition, and I'm just wondering if the words "offer competition" is a fig leaf, Jeremy. Like that if. Or a roadmap, let's say that, and that the roadmap is if they truly are going to put these guys out on a field in OTAs, training camp, and say, may the best quarterback win, that Daniel Jones is the week 1 starter in Indianapolis, Jeremy, unless some sort of Anthony Richardson fire has been lit. Right. I don't know. Right. And
I am leaving room for that fire being lit. I talked to somebody in Richardson's camp at the combine about this whole dynamic, and I brought up Daniel Jones and some of the things I was hearing. And they said, Anthony doesn't care if they bring in Joe Montana. Like, he's going to go win that job. And maybe that's just talk, but I did find it interesting. Like, I think talking to some people there in Indy, they did feel like he was trending slightly up by the end of the year. He had regrouped a little bit, was playing a little better. But it's the inconsistent play with the durability where they're like, we have to get somebody and we have to spend a little bit of money. But they spent, $14 million with some upside? Like, that tells you that the chances of him starting are not small. On a smaller scale, we saw it with the Raiders last year when they gave Gardner Minshew like $12 million. And he was competing with Aiden O'Connell. Some people in the building liked O'Connell better, but Minshew had been a financial commitment to them, so they went with him. So sometimes you see that happening. The money usually talks, and in this case, it talks a little bit.
Did you follow up by asking, is this 1985 Joe Montana or 2025 Joe Montana? Did you follow up with which form?
I didn't clarify. Okay. But, Richardson would probably have a hard time being a Joe Montana right now. But what's funny is he's more talented, and he's one of the most talented guys in the league. I mean, he's got incredible ability. So they're not discounting that in Indy either.
But there's a reason why Daniel Jones was brought there. I mean, that's a period. End of story. And just man, that's why we love this league, Jeremy. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.